Yo, hey, how are all? So, hello everyone, welcome back and listen carefully. Today, I am going to save your hero resources because most players waste them in the wrong place. And then they wonder why their team feels weak in every event. So, stay with me. This is the Gen 1 to Gen 5 multi event heroes guide. And I'm not going to make it confusing. I will tell you who to build, who to skip, and who stays useful for a long time. Let us start. Gen 1 is the base of your account. And this is where many players make their first big mistake. They upgrade heroes just because they are legendary. That is not enough. For Gen 1, the best heroes are Geronimo, Natalia, and Molly. Geronimo is the strongest long term pick. He gives very strong damage. He works well in rallies. He works well in PvE. He also stays useful when you need a hard hitter. If you want one Gen 1 hero that keeps pain back, it is Geronimo. Natalia is also very important. She is not just about damage, she brings team value. She helps your whole squad stay stronger. That is why she works in more than one event. Molly is another great one. She gives strong early game damage and control. She helps a lot in early fights. And even later, she still gives value before better heroes replace her. Now, the one you should not rush too much is Zinman. He is more situational. He is useful in some support roles. But for multi event play, he is not your main priority. This is where many players get stuck. They spend too much on a hero that does not carry enough value later. Do not do that. Upgrade the heroes that help in more than one event. That is the real game. If this is helping you, take 1 second and like the video and subscribe too. Because I break these guides in the simplest way possible. Now, Gen 2. This generation gives you stronger options. The best Gen 2 hero is Alonso. He is the one that stands out. He brings damage, he brings control, and he brings value in many modes. That is why he is one of the smartest upgrades in Gen 2. If you want a hero that feels useful in many fights, Alonso is that hero. Flint is also good. He is more of a tank style pick. He gives solid frontline value. He is not as explosive as Alonso, but he can still help a lot, especially if your team needs durability. Philly is support based. She is valuable in long fights. She can help your team survive, but she is not your first damage priority. So here is the simple truth: upgrade Alonso first, build Flint if you need tank value, use Philly when your team really needs healing and support. Skip random heavy investment on heroes that do not give you long term return, because later you will feel that mistake hard. And yes, if you are still watching, that means you are serious about building right. Good. That is exactly what you should be doing. Now, Gen 3. This is where things become much cleaner. Mia is the star. She is one of the best long term damage heroes in this whole range. She hits hard, she scales well, and she stays useful in many event types. If you are looking for one Gen 3 hero to prioritize, it is Mia. Logan is also strong. He is more of a frontline and support type. He helps your team stay stable. He is not always the top damage dealer, but he still has strong value in many setups. Now, about Greg. Listen carefully. Greg is good. He gives control, he gives some utility. He can help in early PvP and some rallies, but he is not a main carry. He does not give as much value as Mia or Logan in most events, so do not overinvest in him if your goal is long term value. Use him as a support option, not your main focus. This is the point where many players make a silent mistake. They spread resources across too many heroes. That looks safe, but it slows your account down. One strong hero is better than three weak ones. So for Gen 3, build Mia first, then Logan if you need more balance. Gen 4 is a very important generation, and this is where a lot of players start missing key value. The best picks here are Lin, Reyna, and Amoza. Lin is extremely useful. She brings support and control. She helps your team stay strong in tough fights. That makes her valuable in many events. Reyna is another top pick. She gives strong burst damage. She is very good when you want power and pressure. She is one of the best long term investments in this generation. Amos is the steady frontline option. He is not the flashiest hero, but he gives real value. He helps your team stay alive. That matters a lot in multi event play. Now, let me say this clearly: If you skip the strong utility heroes and focus only on pure damage, you will miss a lot of value later. That is one of the biggest mistakes in Whiteout Survival. A hero is not good only because they hit hard. A hero is good because they keep helping you in many modes. That is the real test. So for Gen 4, prioritize Lin and Reyna. Add Armoza if you need more tank value. And do not overrate heroes that look strong but do not stay useful across many events. Now, Gen 5. This generation has very good long term value too. The main heroes you want here are Gwen, Hector, and Nora. Gwen is strong because she gives damage and disruption. She can help a lot in both PvP and PvE. She is the kind of hero that changes the fight pace. That is why she matters. Hector is also important. He brings solid frontline value and helps your team stay stable in fights. Nora is useful too, but she's more situational. She works better in certain mixed setups. So she is not the first hero I would fully rush. Now, hear this carefully. By Gen 5, many players start building based on hype. That is a bad habit. Hype does not save resources, long term value does. If you want to play smart, build the heroes that help in more than one event. That is how strong accounts are made. So, here is the simple upgrade order for Gen 1 to Gen 5. Gen 1, Geronimo first, then Natalia, then Molly, Gen 2, Alonso first, then Flint, then Philly, Gen 3, Mia first, then Logan, Gen 4, Lynn first, then Reyna, then Ahamoso, Gen 5, Gwen and Hector first, then Nora if your setup needs her. And here are the heroes I would keep low priority for multi-event play. Zinman, Greg, and any hero you are building only because they look cool. That is not enough. You need value. You need long-term use. You need heroes that stay good across PvP, bear hunt, rallies, and other events. That is the real point of this guide. So do not just copy other players. Think smart, build smart, and upgrade with purpose. If you want more guides like this, subscribe now because I make these in a clean and simple way. No confusion, no extra noise, just what you need to play better. All right, that is the full Gen 1 to Gen 5 multi event heroes guide. Upgrade the right heroes, skip the weak priorities, and stop wasting resources on short term mistakes. I am Sigma. See you in the next one.